Okay, I guess it's just gonna start on me. So I am doing the milk bar cake. So I'm just letting you guys follow her recipe for cake and frosting. It's pretty easy, or the recipe I give you for cake and frosting, it's pretty easy how it's laid out. I'm gonna make a big one and I'm gonna make a couple little ones. So this is the cake. I did it in just a half cookie sheet. If you're gonna do it on a baking sheet, just make sure you have a lip on it. And then the cutters that I give you, you can cut down. So go in each corner. So one corner, and then we're gonna have to make like a little makeshift one out of the center. So for the acetate strips, I gave you guys strips, long strips of acetate that look like this. So you're going to mold them into the inside of the ring mold, and then make sure you tape them off so that it sits up straight and there's no creases in them. And then you're gonna put down your first layer of cake. Okay, so my first layer of cake, and you wanna press it down in there. And then her frosting is amazing. I didn't have glucose, so I just used all corn syrup, which worked out fine. But it's super shiny and silky smooth. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like no other frosting I've ever seen before. And it's actually really delicious. So I stupidly put a star tip in there, but that's okay. So I'm gonna pipe frosting right on the edge there. You want it to go right up to the edge, right up against that acetate, and right against the cake. I don't, just use a regular flat tip if you have it. And then on the inside, I'm just gonna do zoop, zoop, zoop. I don't love a ton of frosting, so I'm not gonna go super crazy on the inside because it seems like it's gonna be a ton of frosting. Okay, so let's see if you guys can see that. So on the inside, just kind of enough to make a layer of frosting. And then you're gonna pull out your second layer. So the cake crumbs are another thing. So I made my cake and my cake crumbs 2 days ago, and then I just froze them. So both are really easy to make. Cake crumbs, you just mix stuff into a bowl, and then, so it's like powdered sugar, brown sugar, oil, sprinkles. You mix it into a bowl. Make sure you get all your parchment paper down. You mix it into a bowl, and then it gets like these little crumblies like this, and then you bake them. So those are gonna go on the inside of the cake. Break them up a bit. Some of mine are really big and some of mine are really small. As it's baking, make sure you're breaking them up, so the bigger ones, or even right as it comes out of the oven, the bigger ones when they cool. So it's not a pain like this to break them up. She has you do the milk soak on the cake. You guys can do that if you want to. It's basically just mixing milk with vanilla and then brushing it on there. I forgot my milk at home, so I'm not doing that step because I'm a ding dong. Okay, so cake crumbs down just enough so you can see them. So like each piece gets a few, and then you're gonna go second layer of cake down. Oop, don't drop it. And then frosting. So frosting, just a thin layer, and make sure you're going right to the edge there. So the acetate, we're gonna freeze this, and then the acetate will just pull away from the sides and give you those nice, clean sides. So remember, doop doop. You guys can do a lot of frosting. I'm just not a big fan of like all frosting, no cake. So that, more cake crumbs. And then another layer of cake. So, and you want to press down that cake into the other one, right? So there's no gaps. Then the last one is going to be a little tricky, obviously, because you can't get 3 perfect rounds out of it, which is totally fine. So I'm gonna do 1 round here, And then I'm gonna fashion myself a little round out of another piece of it. Oh cool, it even broke for me. That's cool. Okay. So this cake is actually really moist, which is cool because I thought it was gonna be kind of dry when I pulled it out of the oven. So I have my round kind of here. Hopefully you guys can see that. And then I'm just gonna cut what I think will make a nice little piece for it. Kind of fashion it to that round. Cool, cool. I bet Iman will be super good at this. Okay, so right there. Because I suck at this. Okay, just like that. So I'm gonna kind of press it in so it fits. So it doesn't need to be totally perfect, but we want it to fit down in there. So this is gonna be the hardest one to get in, which shouldn't be too bad. So I kind of put it in on the side and press it in. And then you wanna press it down so it's flat. When that frosting lays nicely. And then we'll go frosting and cake crumbs on the top. Remember, go right out to the edges. I need to fill my bag with more frosting. Go right out to the edges with that frosting, and then as much cake crumbs as you want on the top, and then I'll show you what it looks like when I pull off the acetate. And I'm gonna do the same things on the little babies. Just make them tiny.